Hey there, it's Sue. I just want to jump on here and talk to you all about productivity because I want to give you 3 hacks that I know will work if you are a side hustling mum, if you are a career mum, if you're a mumpreneur as they call it, if you're a parent who's trying to get something going, or you just procrastinate far too much. And I don't want to talk a lot about procrastination, but I don't know about you, but some days you can have those mornings where you wake up and you know you have good intentions, you know what you need to do, you've planned, you've got your board, you know exactly what you need to do, whether it's putting a piece of content out there, whether it's doing a video recording, maybe it's preparing something for your membership or an advert or an email newsletter for your followers. Whatever it is, we're not quite doing it. Maybe it's just getting started on your idea, on your blog. And what we're doing is we're busying ourselves. You know, you get stuck into your laptop, maybe you've been really conditioned at getting at your desk, but then the emails start flooding in. And before you know it, you're doing quick wins. You're thinking, well, I'll just reply to these few and, I'll get these over and done with, and then I'll start doing what I want. Or perhaps it's that you busy yourself in the kitchen, you busy yourself with some housework. Notoriously work from home days, you're plagued by the washing or the dishwasher or anything else that's going on in the house that needs doing that you feel is your responsibility, becomes your go-to procrastination work avoidance mechanism. Maybe for you it's social media and you just can't keep off the thing. You just can't keep off the WhatsApp chats and everything else that's distracting you. So here I'm going to give you 3 different techniques that I guarantee will change your life, change your productivity. The first one, if you just do the first one alone, it will make so much difference to your life, because I've been practicing this particular rule for years now, literally years. And I didn't even know when I first found it what it was all about or where it came from, where it originated from. So my first productivity hack tip for today is all about eating your frog. So this actually comes from the Brian Tracy book, Eat That Frog. And I didn't discover the book until 3 or 4 years after I'd been doing this for many years. So I came across this thing where your frog is like the activity, the thing you're going to do that you are putting off, that you are least looking forward to doing, the most messiest, challenging, horriblest thing. So if I was to think about it in my corporate job, I might have said that a board meeting was a little bit scary, so therefore I would book them first thing in the morning. I mostly did that because otherwise I faffed around with the presentation right up until the point I was going into the meeting. So if the meeting was in the afternoon, I'd just waste the morning perfecting this presentation that, had I done it the night before, I'd have just come in that morning and delivered it. Now for you, it could be absolutely anything that is your frog. So now it might be putting content out there. It might be talking to new clients. It might be putting yourself out there. It might be asking somebody for a podcast interview. It might be putting your podcast out there, emailing your subscribers, or starting that Facebook group or challenge or TikTok, whatever you want to do or need to do that you're procrastinating over. Now, if this is too humongous, then it's literally the tasks that make it up. They're your frogs that you do every morning. But if you arrive at your desk and the first thing, or whatever your work environment is, and the first thing that you do is that frog, you eat that frog, you do that task, that one that you're dreading, that email, that whatever it is that you're so nervous about, your social media posts, then you will sit back and you will be like, the weight has been lifted. I have done the most biggest, ugliest thing that I have to do all day that I've been dreading. And just imagine the self-satisfaction, the gratification, and the dopamine hit that you get when that's done first, before all these other quick wins that don't really get us anywhere, but we make the mistake of spending too much time doing. So if you just do that one alone, that one rule meant I was super efficient when it came to the really challenging stuff. I always felt like I was on top of the most challenging things in my life. Not necessarily the little things, but by using that rule, I feel on top of the big stuff, the big fat ugly stuff that maybe I'm scared of. And it also builds your confidence, because remember, when you're doing the stuff you don't want to do, that builds your confidence. So that's the first productivity rule from Brian Tracy there. The second one is, he has this in his book actually, it's called creative procrastination. So you know how procrastination is such a bad thing? Actually, there is a good side to procrastination because you can select the things that you're going to procrastinate on. This one is also a game changer. When I realized I didn't have to be perfect, the lawn didn't have to be mowed all the time, I didn't have to always be on top of the washing, it wasn't my responsibility to do the dishwasher or the shopping or the cooking and make sure the meals are planned all of the time, I started to do some creative procrastination. Now, in our household, that actually meant just by natural sort of everyone wanting to survive, all of a sudden meant other people started doing those jobs. Other people started picking up the baton and going, well, that's not been done, so I'm just going to have to nip to the shops and sort this out. And yeah, there was a painful period when people were a little bit like, oh, the stuff that's normally done is not getting done. But no one could say, hey, Sue, it's your responsibility. It's for you to do, Mum. You know, there was an element of, okay, yeah, we can fend for ourselves. We can do some stuff. So I did some creative procrastination. In my life, that very much meant delegating life admin, like insurance renewals, housework, or just sharing it much more. So creative procrastination can be done in lots of things. I definitely let my email inbox slide when it comes to all the, the spam, the social media stuff, all that thing, the updates that you get. Like, I'm kind of okay with the fact that there's always a chunk of unread promotional social media emails in my Gmail. That's okay. I'm creatively procrastinating over them because they're wasting my time. And when it comes to the post, yeah, all right then, I might leave the insurance policy for somebody else to deal with as a renewal, but that's okay because I'm doing something else. So creative procrastination can actually be a really good thing, just as long as you're not procrastinating over the real needle movers, the big frogs that you should be doing that are really going to make a difference in your career. And then the third one that I'm going to share with you is more about how to use your time. Because I think once we've established some ground rules, so the ground rule is I'm going to wake up every day and the first thing I'm going to do when I set out to work is I'm going to eat my frog. I'm going to do that thing that I've been dreading. I'm just going to get on with it, nail it, feel good, have that boost, have that hit of dopamine, have that instant gratification, and know that I've tackled the biggest, messiest, horriblest thing that I would normally put off in the day. My second rule being that I'm going to creatively procrastinate over the little things that don't matter, that can either be delegated or don't need to be done at all. They can be eliminated. It almost doesn't matter that I'm not keeping on top of my spammy emails and my inbox being clean and tidy, because actually somebody else could do that, or those emails I know in that section don't matter anyway. But the third one is how do you then use that time? How do you then protect that time? And time blocking is one of the ways that you can really be certain. You know that distraction thing we do when we're multitasking, which we know is not efficient, but we do it anyway. We do multitasking because we think we can because we're women, or we think we can because we've done it before, or it's really a distraction. Somebody's messaging you at the same time that you were trying to get something done at work. Like when I started writing my book, I knew my phone had to be in a different room. The kids had to be definitely out the way. I couldn't even hear them because I knew I'd want to get involved in whatever was going on. And everything else like that, it's a distraction. If you decided you're going to do something at the same time as something else as a time block, it's got to be something that's complete opposite activities. For example, physical exercise while listening to a podcast and learning something. Perfectly acceptable use of doubling up your time. But time blocking is for those times when you need to focus on one activity and you cannot have multiple things going on around you at the time. Time blocking is you saying, during this slot, I'm going to write my blog post. I'm going to prepare my podcast. I'm going to do the content for my podcast. I'm going to create my web page, my sales web page during this time block. I am going to create my email nurture journey during this time block, and I'm committed to doing it. And I do not start another task, not a single other task, or listen to or engage in an email or go down a rabbit warren of content online until I have completed this task in this time block that I've committed. Get a really good block schedule going on there, and you will have a really good discipline forever and ever. So hopefully these 3 things you will put into place, because I know that they have been absolute game changers when it's come to me trying to carve out and find time to build a business, to build more freedom, and to be really committed and determined to do that with the discipline that you need and everything else that's still going on, because life is still going on. You've got to make it all happen, and I'm here to make sure you can, and to share with you the things that have worked for me so that you can stop going around in this never-ending loop of failure or feeling like you're not progressing. So have a fantastic week, folks. I'm going to leave you for now. It's Sue Parker. Don't forget to hit subscribe. It's Sue Parker on the Freedom Project podcast, where we're looking for more freedom, more time, more money through creating a lifestyle entrepreneurship. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.